Welcome back to Rock Resurgence Radio. Today we're diving into our newest Versus segment, where we go toe-to-toe, album against album, band against band. In this episode, we're throwing it back to the 80s with Tesla's electrifying discography. We're putting their 1986 breakout debut, Mechanical Resonance, up against the 1989 follow-up, The Great Radio Controversy. Get ready for an epic Tesla showdown as we dissect these iconic albums. Stay tuned as we uncover the winner, right here on Rock Resurgence Radio, starting now.
Hey, welcome everybody to Rock Resurgence Radio. My name is Chad Thompson, the host.
And my name is Bergie, the co-host.
Awesome. Well, we are glad to have you guys along. We are going to have another Versus episode where we take an album versus another album from the same band. And we're just going to kind of talk about each album and try to whittle down who might win the battle.
Yeah, someday we might do band versus band or song versus song.
Yep. We might do like a Poison song versus a Warrant song or something like that. But we're just going to call this segment Versus.
Yeah.
I just think it makes sense. He came up with it. He's the brains behind this whole operation. But anyways, that's what we're going to do today. Today is Tesla. And I'm going to talk a little bit about their debut album called Mechanical Resonance. And Chris is going to talk about their second album, which is The Great Radio Controversy. So I'm going to start off, I guess, and I'll just start off by saying this album is so friggin' good. And remember the first time I heard it, I was riding with my buddy John, also otherwise known as Moose. He had picked it up in Minot, and I think we were on our way back, and we were almost to Rugby. So we were far enough away from Minot that it wasn't worth a turnaround at this point. And I wish we would have listened to this album earlier because he threw it in, and I just went, holy crap, is this good, after the first song.
For those of you who aren't around here, Minot's the bigger city where we would go to buy our music, and the state where we live, North Dakota.
Yep, Minot's,
Rugby's about an hour away.
40, 50,000 people, and Rugby's just a little 2,500 people town. But that's closer to our home. And we had gone to Minot for the day, and he picked that up, and I didn't know he picked that up. I didn't even hear of Tesla before. And we were on our way back, and we threw that album in, and I just went, holy crap. The only thing I would say is the very first song, his voice sounds so weird at the beginning. It's almost, I don't know how to explain it. But then when he kicks in, it's like, holy cow, can this guy sing? And I was so happy with this, and we jammed it all the way home, and I wanted it like instantly. I wanted to turn around and go back and get it. But we were 60 miles into a 90-mile trip. Didn't make sense to turn around. So I got it the next possible time I got it, and I don't remember when that was, but oh my God. This is back in the day. I hung around with a bunch of friends. They had a band, and I kind of tootled around with the band a little bit. They were older than me. They were about all 2 years older than me, and they had a bass player, and he kind of didn't show up a lot, so I kind of got into it. But anyways, this is kind of where this album came in, and I was thinking, man, can this guy sing? I back in the day, I thought he has the perfect rock voice, because he can sing really clean, and he can sing really gritty, and it just all sounds great. So I thought, oh my God, this guy is the next coming of Jesus Christ. I really did. I thought his voice was that good. I was so mesmerized by his voice. Jeff Keith is the singer. Whoops. And he can just scream the hair off his nuts, for lack of a better term. Anyways, hey, and another thing, they are coming to a casino nearby our home here. Is that in May?
May 11th. So
May 11th. I know he's going. My wife's kind of on the fence. So if I go, I'll probably just be the extra wheel, so to say. But anyways, I'm super excited. My wife and I had tickets to, they were going to play down in that Southern Casino, Prairie Nights. Drove all the way down there in the building waiting for to go to the show, and then all of a sudden over the speakers in the casino it says Tesla has to cancel um, the singer, Jeff Keith. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
His voice is given out on him, and he couldn't sing. So my wife has a big grudge against them. That's another reason she's kind of on the fence about going to it. She goes, I kind of lost all respect for him for doing that. Well, I'm like, honey, you can't control that. It's a muscle, and it kind of goes out, and he does a lot of singing. I said, I don't care. So, anyways, that is my story. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the album. Like I talked about the first song, Easy Come, Easy Go. Very good opening tune. Not my favorite song on the album, but it's good. There's no fillers on this album. It is so good. It kicks in with Coming At You Live, which is a ball buster. That one kicks some butt. Then we kick in with Getting Better, which is, it starts off really slow and it kind of lulls you to sleep, and then all of a sudden kicks you in the teeth and says, hey, we're gonna rock this song. Too Late for Love. I'm just going to say it because I think it's one of the greatest lines in the opening song ever. And the line is, I can't believe this fucking world in which we're living in. That is a opening line to a song. Then we go to Rock Me to the Top, another rocker. That's a good one. We're No Good Together. It's good. It's really kind of a little different song. But I re-listened to this album again here in preparation for this episode, and I was really impressed with that song. They write really good slow songs, like I said, and this is a slow song, and it really hit me kind of funny today when I listened to it. And I think I like it more now than I did back then. Then we get to, which would be side B on the, if you had the cassette like we did back in the day, or an album, I guess. Modern Day Cowboy kicks it off there, and that is a great song. And it kicks in with Changes, which is another slow song, but it's really, really good. And then it kicks into Little Susie, which is another one of their hits. Modern Day Cowboy was a hit. Little Susie was a hit. I think that's it off this album.
Well, Getting Better is on their greatest hits.
Yep, Getting Better. Yeah, that's a really good
probably
song.
Not a single.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever released as a single. But
Changes is on their greatest hits.
Yep, Changes is on the greatest hits. Then after Little Susie was just kind of a, it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of a up-tempo acoustic with some electric guitar in there as well that kicks in. It's just a really good song. Very good song. We're going to go on to the song called Love Me, which I'm glad I threw this album in and returned to listening to it because I love that song. And Cover Queen, that's another jammer. And Before My Eyes, that one's okay. But I really like 1 through 11 are all 8s and above. 8, 9, or 10 on a 10 scale. I just think it's that good. The album peaked at number 32 on Billboard's Top 200 chart. It was certified platinum on October 5th, 1989. By hits Modern Day Cowboy, Little Susie. Getting Better was another successful single from the album. So it was a single. Mechanical Resonance established Tesla as a major force in the hard rock scene. The album's blend of bluesy riffs, soaring vocals, and catchy choruses resonated with a wide audience. The Little Susie controversy, while unintended, became part of the album's legacy. It's a really good album. If you don't know it, go out and pick it up because it is really, really good. And I'm going to move on to Chris here. He's going to talk about the Great Radio Controversy.
I'm going to talk about the follow-up, 1989, The Great Radio Controversy. I just want to say one thing about his album that he talked about, Mechanical Resonance. I listened to it today or yesterday, I can't remember for sure, but I listened to it in full. Probably the first time I've listened to that album from front to back, and it is great. It is 53 minutes long. It seemed like it went on forever. 53 minutes is a pretty long album. But I want to say this about it. When they first came out, in Modern Day Cowboy, I think I saw it on MTV, was my first taste of Tesla, unlike Chad's. I didn't really care for it. I didn't care for Modern Day Cowboy at first listen. Circle back to it years later. But so saying that, I want to say that Tesla is probably one of my all-time favorite bands. I've seen them live a few times. I can't say exactly. I think 3 or 4. Gosh, it could only be 2. But every time I see them live, your wife has to go. She has to see Jeff Keith put on an awesome show. Every time Tesla sounded great. Every time I saw them. Every time.
I do have to say she does have asks for a couple days off. So my wife works retail and she works a lot of weekends. So she did take some time off that month for, I believe it is regionals and state for track for our niece. So that partially is another
Fair
reason why
enough.
she can't
But
go.
she can't hold a grudge against the Tesla
She
gang
does.
because they're spectacular. But anyway, so going back to, I wasn't, Mechanical Resonance didn't make me a huge fan. Going back now, I love it. Great Radio Controversy, however, did make me a huge Tesla fan. So I'm going to talk about that album a little bit. That album actually has 13 songs on it, and is actually about 6 minutes longer, which makes sense with an extra song. Came out February 1st of 1989. Music Week gave positive response to the album. Musical material will satisfy even the most fastidious rock fan. I mean, well, there's just some clips from a couple of reviews I see on Wikipedia. Obviously, we could talk about the hit singles, but I'm just going to go song by song, and it opens with a song called Hang Tough. Just right from the gun, it hits you hard. Hang Tough. Great song. The guitars on this album, to me, are way different than Mechanical Resonance, and when you were talking about Jeff Keith's voice, I didn't always think that he had the perfect rock voice. But going back and listening to Mechanical Resonance, after this one is the one that kind of got me into it, Great Radio Controversy. His voice on Great Radio Controversy is how I hear it on every song or in concert. Listening to him sing on Mechanical Resonance a little more today or yesterday or whatever day I listened to it recently, he didn't sound like the same singer to me almost. I think he really kicked it into gear on the second album and then going forward. He's got a different kind of raspy, almost screechy voice, but I mean, I wouldn't consider him a crooner or anything like that, but he does have a great rock voice.
Very good rock voice.
The second song, Lady Luck, I wish I could play this song in the background so that people could hear how the song opens up.
Mm-hmm.
Another banger as far as I'm concerned. A little bit of a hit with Heaven's Trail, No Way Out. There's no way I, no way out of this living hell. That was a video as well. And might be that. Hang Tough might have been a single.
I believe it was.
But a lot of great songs on here. Be a Man. That song, busting ass all day just to put food on the table. And I always will for as long as I'm able. That lyric.
Yeah.
I think that's how it starts out. Where were we on my album? Lazy Days, Crazy Nights. You love that song?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fair. Funny story is, for whatever reason, the next song on there, Did It for the Money. I tried to play it on my Apple Music and it wouldn't play. It would just skip to the next song. So I don't know if I had a bad whatever, but I went back and I re-downloaded it or whatever off Apple Music just to listen to that song. Yesterday's Gone, Making Magic, The Way It Is another song that's going to be on like their greatest hits. Matter of fact, they might have greatest hits. Oh no, it's called Changes.
Changes.
But The Way It Is
yep.
definitely on that.
For sure.
Flight to Nowhere, probably not my most favorite song on the album. And then the next two songs, I'm going to reveal myself again as a little bit of a ballad guy. Love Song was on my top 10 ballads. Almost made Chad's top 10, I think. Probably would have. Whatever. Great song. The acoustic intro to that song just kind of gets you feeling a certain way. But the next song, Paradise, actually, in a way, I almost feel like that's a better song overall.
I love that song too.
Yep.
You know, it kind of starts off slow and then it starts kicking you in the teeth.
Yeah.
Towards the end where it speeds up.
Yep.
Oh my God, that's a good song.
And I was feeling like it was a longer song, but 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Almost like 4 hours and 59 minutes.
That's a long song.
That would be a long song.
5 minutes is a pretty long song.
It is a fairly long song. Love Song's a little bit longer at 5:20, but that's the intro is a lot of it once it gets going. But just two unbelievable ballads, emotional type ballads. Anyway, ends with Party's Over, which is a perfect way to end an album song called Party's Over. That is the 13 songs that are on Great Radio Controversy.
That one is also a very, very good album. It's hard for me to pick one or the other. I slid you over on that one. The previous episode, I might be hedging that way myself.
We're at the point in the episode now that we've talked about both albums.
We have talked about both albums.
It's time to pick a winner.
You're waiting on me because I got the Mechanical Resonance. And we know your pick.
Yeah, my pick.
I'm just kind of teasing that I might switch my ways. I just don't. Here's the deal with the first album, debut album. The writing, the lyrics and stuff aren't as strong as they are on Great Radio Controversy. I think the lyrics are way better on that album. I mean, they're good on the first album. For a debut album, they're pretty doggone good. But you know how the 80s were, chant the chorus, rock me, right, me to the top, to the top.
Yeah, songs like that you mentioned. You remember when we talked about, we went through the alphabet and you mentioned the band Icon.
Mm-hmm.
I went and listened to some of their stuff, and it's really like early 80s rock.
Yeah, it's like 83, I think.
And that song reminds me of an Icon song, and maybe there's a song that I heard on that album that with a similar title, but just this way the song is put together.
Yeah.
It just seems, I don't know, little older school rock.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking of. Like if you ever listen to Motley Crue's "Shout at the Devil," which is a great album, but every song, the chorus is just shouted. There's no real anything other than they say the chorus.
Right.
She's got the looks to kill.
Yeah.
She's got the looks.
10 Seconds to Love.
Yep. I mean, shout.
Right.
There's no real, genius about it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of shouty lyrics, but they make you bang your head and they make you feel a certain way. But that's kind of the way a lot of the songs were written back then. Like Rat was not like that at all.
Right.
And that came out around the same time. They wrote really good lyrics, and their choruses were actually eloquent compared to Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Like like I said, and that's kind of what I get off the first album of Tesla is it's kind of like that. The choruses aren't that strong, whereas on the Great Radio Controversy, there's the choruses and stuff, and just the song, the way it's put together, just sounds better, and it's more polished.
Well,
they've grown considerably from their first album to their second album.
For example, a song like Paradise, like you were talking about with the shouting of the chorus, that Paradise, I guess it's easy to see why the name of the song is Paradise, but there's not like a chorus. Well, I mean, there is a chorus to the song, but it's not shouted or...
Yeah. No, My Sweet Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I just think the writing got so much better on the Great Radio Controversy, and that's kind of why I'm leaning that way a little bit. I really like, like one of my all-time favorite bands is Motley Crue, as we've discussed before. And, they had the shouty, and Shout the Devil's probably my favorite Motley Crue album, and it's got the shouty choruses. So I have a soft spot for that. But when I listen to these two albums, I mean, both albums are really good front to back. They just really no fillers. They're really good all the way through. And I think I think it's like a 51-49 split. I think I'm a Great Radio Controversy by a point.
Nice.
I do, just because it's a stronger album in my opinion. The lyrics and stuff are better, and but I really, really, it was great listening to both of them.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We all know my pick is going to be the Great Radio Controversy. And I would say a lot of it is because that's where I really got into Tesla, was with that album. But going back and listening to Mechanical Resonance, it's a lot closer than I would have thought. Like Chad knew for sure with our previous episode, Bon Jovi, like you can even see it in an episode we were talking about it before, where you're like, oh, that's no contest. Like he knew Slippery When Wet was the winner in that one. If you haven't watched that, spoiler alert. But I wouldn't say it's 51-49. It's probably more 60-40 for me. I love the Great Radio Controversy.
It is very, very good. And I can remember, it's kind of funny. Tesla, I didn't get the albums first. John Moose, we were coming back from Minot. He got the first one. Second one, I was sitting in, I believe, study hall, and a friend of mine, Damon, came in and he goes, "Hey, I got the new Tesla album." And I was like, "Oh, cool, is it good?" And when I first listened to it, didn't really care for it. I didn't think it was near as good. I was just like, it's kind of different. It's kind of weird. But like we've talked about many albums, it's one of those albums that the more you listen to it, the better it gets. And we've talked about this, where those albums tend to stick with you longer than the ones that you like immediately. And I liked Mechanical Resonance right immediately. Like I said, I thought his voice was like a rock god that I'd never heard before.
And it's funny that you feel that way, and I didn't.
Yeah, it's totally funny,
But I had probably only heard Modern Day Cowboy, but there's such good songs on it, like you said.
Oh my gosh.
The hits to me are like my favorite. The Little Susie, The Changes, the Getting Better is an awesome tune. Coming at You Live they play that every time they.
Yeah, that should be their opening song every single time.
I'm kind of sad that we shot this episode right after the Bon Jovi episode.
Oh, I forgot to switch
change my shirts to this Tesla shirt, which I got at a concert just out of curiosity. Coming at You Live worldwide. What year was this one? Oh, does it not say? Sad. But anyway, I should have been wearing this shirt for Tesla episode.
Huh.
Bummer.
I'm surprised it doesn't tell you that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know what? I'm just wearing a Nixon shirt.
Yeah.
So
you got to bring some attention to your favorites.
Yeah, I do. I really like the Nixon's 90s band. But anyways, we're kind of getting off topic. But yeah, I also got merch. And if you pardon me for just a second, I'm going to reach over to my bag.
I'll let you reach over and I'll talk some more.
Yep, do that.
We got to get some different... You're always banging that mic stand over there. You're making it tough on the editing guy over here. Like, I got to try to edit out some of those sounds.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Anyway, Tesla, Mechanical Resonance versus Great Radio Controversy. We both picked Great Radio Controversy. Kind of like our Bon Jovi episode, if you haven't watched it yet. I came around to Chad's way of thinking. I think he was leaning Mechanical Resonance to start. more we talked about it and went over some of the songs, he kind of came around to my way of thinking, and we agreed for this one. We ended up agreeing on the last one too, but there will be times where we'll both pick different.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just kind of mentioning, sorry, I had to take a little gander over here. I got a couple shirts. We got some merch out there. Here's one of our shirts. It's Rock Resurgence Radio in red, black, and gray.
Can I ask
they kind of messed this one up.
I had one of those, like the prototype one. That
was
it's a little low. The stuff
we got
we
it
order.
fixed.
Okay, good.
Yep. And this next one I'm going to show you is going to show up funny because we're using a green screen, and there's a lot of green neon on this.
Well, that's okay.
So it's probably going to show up kind of funny.
It's neon green.
It's neon green. Anywhere you see brown.
Yeah, it's probably going to show up brown.
Yeah, so this is all this, and all this are all neon green. And the reason I kind of went with neon green, it reminds me of the 80s. You know, you think of Poison used neon green.
Oh, for sure.
They kind of use those neon colors and purples and stuff like that. So I thought they looked pretty cool on shirts. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But anyways, if you like any of that stuff or want to check out, jeez, I keep hitting that thing.
You do keep hitting that thing.
Well, I'm a hand
we need
talker.
the ones that come down from the ceiling. So
I'm going to have to.
You are a hand talker, and I am too. But I'm consciously trying not to.
Man, I'm so bad. But anyways, if you'd like to check out our merch, there is a link in the show notes. I would love it if you went over there and bought some stuff. It's reasonably priced, and it's I don't have a whole lot out there because I haven't had a whole lot of interest yet.
Yeah.
And I hope that changes in the future.
I'm gonna buy a coffee mug off there for my desk at work.
Yeah, cool, man. I actually just I'll tell you after the episode.
Okay.
I'll tell you. But anyways, that's about it for this episode. I think it was pretty good, and I'm really excited where this versus concept is going. Jesus Christ, I gotta quit doing that.
It's okay. I'm leaving all those in when I edit it too.
Do it. I don't care. Yeah, it's
the guys listening in their car on the radio. They're gonna hear this or whatever, and maybe it won't sound that bad.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, we only got 30 subscribers. It's not like we're disappointing a whole lot of people.
We let all of our 30 fans down.
Yeah. Anyways, I did this on the last episode. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to call out, we do have only 30 subscribers, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I can actually see because everybody else has got their stuff private instead of public. I'm going to call out to those guys and thank them very much. And if you guys want to get called out, make your stuff public, and I will do that. We got Tyler. I think he's down in Fargo. We got John. He is over in Minnesota somewhere. Beth, I think she's in Florida. Rhonda, she's in North Dakota here. I'm not exactly sure where. Kai is around my area. And then Mr. Big Chief North Dakota is in our capital city, and I know him very well. He's my best friend.
Nice.
So,
Mr. Big Chief.
Yep.
Thanks for subscribing.
Yeah. Thank you guys for subscribing.
Mr. Big Chief, if you tell 2 of your friends.
And they tell 2.
And they tell 2.
It's just like a snowball going down the hill.
The thing is on YouTube, we need to get to 500 subscribers, so many hours of watched videos, and we're going to put out more and better content, hopefully, over time.
Yeah, I think each episode's getting a little better. We're learning little things and stuff like that. If I'd learned to quit hitting the mic, that would probably help.
Oh, we'll have a few hiccups, a few ums and ahs and whatnot.
Yeah, I had a guy make a comment. He's been in radio for 25 years, I think he said, or 20 or 25 years, and I posted one of our things in a Facebook group for a band called Slave Raider, and he kind of gave me some shit about me saying a lot and me being kind of draw. I just kind of was, I was kind of doing my episodes like this and kind of talking like this. So I'm trying to be a little more excited. A
little more peppy?
Man, a little more peppy, like I had a line of cocaine.
Get a copy. I think, that's very 80s hard rock, sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Exactly. We're trying to live the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but anyways, he made that comment, and I'm really trying to. It's really hard to not say
we can't have a coffee mug that says on it. Like,
I think I should make one.
Yeah, no, I think we'll get better.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better going forward. And like I said, we learn something every time we do this, and we tend to get off on tangents. We'll probably learn to maybe script things a little more than flying by the seat of our pants, which we've been doing through
For the most
first
part, we do it for fun, and
yeah, and we're doing it for fun. I mean,
we'd like to have those subscribers so we can get a little this to license music or things like that, so we can make the content better. That's all.
Yeah, because
we're not going to retire doing this.
Yeah, no, not at all. We're not going to be Mr. Beast overnight or anything. We just hope to get enough subscribers so we can play a little bit of our music in our background, because that's what this show is about. It's about music. It's about 80s music that we loved. We're going to do some 90s stuff. We're going to do some newer bands too down the road, because I listen to a lot of stuff from the now era too. But the hair generation, the hard rock from the 80s is my home. That's where I like to come back to. If I'm having a bad day, I turn on something from the 80s and it automatically makes me feel better. So that's kind of the wheelhouse. That was Chris liked to say that word.
I do like that word.
He likes that a lot.
Instead of I'm the wheelhouse guy, but I don't think I've used it for a few episodes.
No, I know you haven't. I was kind of surprised because I pre-watched these before we actually put them out, and I noticed that. I was like, holy shit, he hasn't said wheelhouse in like 2 episodes.
Oh, but this Tesla, that's my wheelhouse.
Yeah. But anyways, this is the music we grew up with, love, and we can talk about it for, as you can tell, forever, and just kind of.
Yeah, we do tend to get a little long-winded, especially here at the end of the episode, so maybe we should just wrap this one up. Tesla versus Tesla, mechanical resonance versus great radio controversy. We both agreed.
Great radio controversy takes it. I think I got to go that way.
We have a winner.
I tried to fight for mechanical resonance, but I just think the writing and stuff got so much better on the second album. It's like night and day. So that's why I switched.
First one's great.
Yeah, first one's great. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. If you like good, straightforward hard rock, that is a good album to get into.
Have a review of their show, hopefully, coming up, maybe.
Yeah, May 11th. One of the casinos here. And I am going to do my best to go to that show. I might have to be you say the third wheel. It'd be the fifth wheel. I might have to be the fifth wheel, and bullshit, I'm driving. I'm the sober guy.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going to wrap this episode up. I just want to thank you guys so much for paying attention to us, listening to our stuff. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, tell a friend, and they'll tell a friend, and it can just snowball and help us out. That would be great. So like, subscribe. Links to all our stuff is in our show notes. Go in there, check that stuff out. We got links to all kinds of stuff. So anyways, at that time, I'm just going to say thank you again for watching. Bergie, I'll leave you with a final note.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We really hope you enjoyed our content. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. We'd greatly appreciate it. Links to everything we discussed will be included in episode notes. Feel free to check those out as well. Until next time, stay golden, Pony Boy, and rock on.